What's going on, everybody? I'm Winston A, Marshall, aka the Swaggy Blurred, and this is my instant reaction to House of the Dragon Season 2, Episode 2. So I'm not going to get fully into spoilers. I'm going to lightly talk about stuff, just some of the things that I'm really seeing out of it, and how I'm feeling. And then I should have a little bit of a longer review for the episode for you in a little bit. Just immediate thoughts that pop out thinking about the episode. I cannot stress enough, and I said this in my last instant reaction, how fantastic the acting is. To see Emma and Matt playing Damon and Rhaenyra have their interaction and their squabble. And again, I'm trying to stay away from spoilers, but knowing that Daemon is the one that set things into motion, and now we're at the precipice of true war breaking out between these houses. That is some of the most expert one-on-one, two-person scene acting you can possibly see. And one of the things that's talked about in after, the after show, the inside the episode, is the fact that both of those actors were not only given free reign to go because of how talented they are, but how they specifically worked on and focused on their pacing. They really focused on, they both felt some type of way. Damon doesn't necessarily feel bad that, he set things into motion, but because things went the wrong way, there is something that's kind of makes him feel some type of way, but he still has the resentment and the anger. They talked about that inside the episode too, as far as the character, of having the throne taken away from him. Even though he's at Rhaenyra's side, just this idea that what was supposed to be rightfully his, he feels like he still does not have. And on the flip side, with Rhaenyra now, again, based on how things are going, how she has to process all of this and how she has to deal with the consequences of this, and specifically what the producers and Emma were talking about, the idea that of women's rage. And they specifically talk about how men, based on how society is, have free range to display any emotion that they feel, as far as anger or aggression or ambition or anything like that, whereas she has to keep it very tightly reined in for fear of not being taken seriously, for fear of being said to be mad or emotional or things like that, and like mad isn't crazy. And so you can see those nuances. You can see all of that and what is going on between them. And so then how the conversation escalates and ultimately turns into what we get as far as how they are moving going forward. I think the other two things that really stood out to me in this episode, the music and the scoring has always been exceptionally good, but I feel like they really did an expert job on this episode of really putting you in the mood of every single thing that's happening, like more so than normal. Like I'm not one that normally catches scores. I hear them and I'm like, oh, that's cool. It actually gave me pause at times during some of these scenes because of what it was stirring up in me. But then lastly, I think there is a big fight scene at near the end of the episode, and I thought it was one of the best choreographed fights that I've seen in Game of Thrones. And we're not talking about, an epic battle scale, but like a one-on-one duel, essentially. This is definitely up there and was confusing and emotional, and you're on the edge of your seat because based upon how it plays out, so many things could happen. And to see the emotional weight of this fight really draw you in, and so then when it just abruptly ends, also just throwing you off, is just absolutely crazy. But I thought, what you saw with everybody's guilt, everybody's got a little bit of guilt. You saw that with Alicent. You saw that with Sir Criston Cole, and why he ended up making a terrible decision. Again, I'm staying away from spoilers. Seeing, essentially Aegon losing his mind and becoming, completely enraged. And you could tell he cares about his son, but he more feels like cares about his own pride and ego and legacy, which is his own thing. And just, again, watching it all play out. I love to see, just like the intro, how well of a woven tapestry that these writers and these actors are able to bring to this show and to really have you hooked the entire time. So I definitely got to give this episode a 4.5, man. I thought it was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. But I want to know what you think. Please tell me in the comments. Were you rocking with this episode? Did you not really feel it? What is going through your mind? And if you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to the channel, man. Hit the notification bell and that like button so that you get all the notifications of what's going on here on the channel. I definitely appreciate that. So I've got some other stuff to backlog and catch you up on first. So I will let this speak for itself for the time being, but there should be a lot of content coming out this week, and I'm very excited for you guys to check that out and, you know, join me in all that good stuff. So with that, I'm going to get out of here, y'all. You have a good rest of your Sunday, and I will see you on the next one tomorrow. Peace.